Hi, this is Diane Schindler. Hi, this is Diane Schindler from In the Know, coming to you by video. I'm in Lisbon. It's the 30th of October, 2024, and it's my first podcast video. And it's been a long time since I've done a podcast at all. I mean, I think I did a podcast about a month ago about the Portuguese language, but I am interested now in doing videos. So this podcast video is going to be kind of a mess, I think, because this is on the fly. I'm doing this on the fly, and I'm not sure exactly where I want to go. So, but I've been putting off for like 3 or 4 weeks to do this video. And I can't figure out how I want to do it. And so today I thought, you're just doing it, girl. You are just doing it. So here I am. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for checking in with me. I am in transition. I'm not sure why I'm in transition. I'm trying to figure that out. Being in transmission is a good thing. The best I can figure is that I have been in Lisbon 3 years, and I took a Portuguese language class. I moved to Lisbon just a year ago. I am in heaven in this city with my apartment. I'm happiest that I've ever been my whole life, I think. I think I'm happier than I've been my whole life. So that's exciting, isn't it? So what I want to say to you in this video today is I'm in transition, and I want to do some new things, I think, because I'm a lifelong learner. Higher education is my background. I'm a lifelong learner. I always have to be doing something. I don't know if that's a strength or a weakness, but it's a fact. So let me back up and bring us to the point that I think I want to make with you today. So if you followed me at all, you may know that I was living in St. Petersburg, Florida, and in 2015, I sold everything, my house, my car, my art studio, and my music studio, and I began traveling the world with a small suitcase with a few pieces of clothing, my guitar, and backpack. And I started in Madeira Island, Portugal. And I traveled for 4 years, 4 years, 46 countries in 4 years. So when I began that travel, I started a podcast called, when I began that travel, I started a website called Diane Abroad. Get it? Diane Abroad, and I'm kind of abroad. So that website still exists, and it was all about travel. So when I did my blogs, it was about travel. And then so I began and traveling in earnest like 2015, I think. And then 2016, I was back in Florida for a bit, and the Uber driver, since I didn't have a car, didn't have a house, didn't have anything, I was taking the Uber, and I was talking to this taxi cab driver, and he said he did a podcast. And I said, "What's a podcast?" And he told me what a podcast was. He said, "You can do it." So I started a podcast in 2016, I think. That podcast had to do about travel. And so now I have a website. I'm traveling. I have a podcast. It's about traveling. And then my whole life, I said I wanted to write a book, but life got me by the neck and I didn't have time. Well, when I was traveling, I had plenty of time. So it was no more excuses. So I wrote a book called Just a Girl, coming of age fiction. It was ranked 12th, excuse me, it was ranked sixth best coming of age fiction by Amazon in 2017. So now my podcasts and my blog is not only about travel, but it's about writing. I continue to write, I can continue to travel. And then I got caught up in COVID, and March 13th, March 13th, 2019, as we all got caught up in COVID. I didn't have COVID, but I was caught in Amelia Island, Florida, and I decided not only was I going to finish my book that I was working on at the time, another book, but I also was going to move to Portugal. So I facilitated that, and I moved to Portugal 3 years ago. And then I wrote another book. And it took me 2 years to write that book. So are you following all of this? It's leading to something, I promise you. Selling everything, traveling the world, writing about travel, writing, and then writing a book and writing about writing. And then after 4 years, I moved to Portugal. So I've been to Portugal 3 years now, as I said before, and I finished a book my first 2 years. I finished the book is entitled What Lies Beneath the Willow. It takes place in Virginia, the Eastern Shore of Virginia. And honestly, after that 2 years working on that book and studying the craft of writing like a fiend, I didn't really travel. I was burnt out. I talked to my editor and he said that he was burnt out and he quit writing for a while. So I kind of got permission to stop writing novels. And so I thought I'll do some editing. So now I have added to my repertoire of communications. I have podcasts, I have, and I have additional website, DianeSchindlerEditor.com. I've written 4 books. I'm doing some editing. I have podcasts, of course. I created a YouTube channel. So I have a YouTube channel, which is really about the craft of writing. And my website, DianeSchindlerEditor.com, has a blog about the craft of writing. So I'm excited about that. And yet I want to diversify more. Is that possible? Because I am reaching a transition period, like another stage, and I embrace stages. I'm in another stage in my life, and now I'm changing this podcast. I'm expanding this podcast from audio to video, and I want to talk about something else. Well, I racked my brain. For the past month or so. And I was talking to a friend of mine, Jan Carver, who is a nurse practitioner. She has a medical practice on the island in Amelia Island, Florida. And she's also an elder law attorney, my attorney in the United States. And I said, I want to talk about aging. I want to spend more time besides talking about writing and travel. I want to talk about aging. And so that's where I am right now. And that's why I'm doing this on the fly video introduction to this new concept, additional concept that this podcast show will go audio and will go video and will include aspects of aging. Because I am very interested in aging. Because I'm aging. The good news is I am aging. The alternative is not so fun. And I have longevity. And I think that's the other thing about my transition period. You know, my mother died a year ago last September. So she was 97. Her sisters, by the way, died at 104 and 105. So when she died, a couple of things happened to me, I think. It was a terrible loss, of course, but also I'm the last one in my immediate family. So my father is gone, my brother is gone, my sister is gone, my mother is gone. It's just me. And I have a lot to do. I have a lot that I want to do. And I have some aging issues, don't you? We all do. I want to grab life. I want to fill it up. I want to fill it up to the very last second. I want to spend all my money. That's going to be easy. I mean, that's an interesting concept to me because I've got money. I've got the money I need. I have the money I need. And that's good. And if I do live a long time, I don't want to run out of money, but I also want to spend all my money. Nice dilemma to think about. Well, that's another topic of aging. So this, even though I haven't exactly, I certainly have not teased out this topic of aging in such a way that I can identify what aspects of aging I want to talk about. I do know it is about, I want it to be uplifting. I want it to be fun. I want it to be informative. I want to learn. And I want to talk to you about it. And I want to know what you think and what you are doing and what you would like to hear, what confuses you, what you struggle with, and what I can tell you what I struggle with. And so let's do this. How about that? So this is my intro, my introduction to a new aspect of my communication stuff, all the communication stuff I do. Thank you so much for listening. If you like this video, click on the like button and please subscribe. And share it with your family and friends, and email me, and I'll show you in the show notes how to email me. You can email me at diane@dianeschindlereditor.com, or I have a couple of emails, but you can email me and tell me what you think, what you want to hear, what you're worried about, what you want me to talk about. And I could use a little encouragement too. So here we are. I'm not crazy about this video, by the way. I'm not crazy about the quality of the video. I think I'm too fuzzy, but I have this new equipment and I'll learn how to take care of that. So thank you so much for listening. This is Diane Schindler signing off. And as they say in Portuguese, até próxima, which means see you next time. Obrigada, obrigada, tchau, tchau.